Hello, lovelies. Welcome to NARC Free Formula. My name is Freedom. Thank you for joining me. Today's episode is for those of you who are thinking about having a little look on the narcissist social media. But before I start, as always, can I just remind you guys, if you like my videos, to give them a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and if you've got anything to say, leave it in the comments. All right, lovelies, let's get down to it. So you're thinking, oh, I'm just going to have a little look on his social media. It can't hurt. Right, well, there's a couple of things that you need to know. One is that if you do that, first of all, he may actually find out because you may then pop up. So if it's on Facebook, for example, you may pop up in his people you may know suggestions. You may also, there may be some kind of, what do you call it? Some cyber trail that he may be able to find out that you've actually been looking at his social media. So that's the first thing. So if you don't want him to know, then you probably shouldn't be checking. Second thing is this. With proper no contact, this is one of the things that you do not do. So when you're going no contact, you do not check their social media, because all it does is reinforces this false construct. So this belief that you have about him or her, from now on just referred to as him to make life a lot easier for me. It's reinforcing this false construct. So basically the fake persona that you believe when you see him, posting pictures and, quotes or whatever dishonest crap they're up to, it reinforces it in your mind that, oh yeah, he is that person. Okay. You have to remember, this is performance art. Okay. This is solely and specifically designed for the purposes of either gaining supply, so gaining fuel and gaining supply, affecting you, because the narcissists are, they spy, they keep tabs on you. They like to know what's going on with who and where and what and all the rest of it. So they assume that you're going to do the same thing. So therefore, they put these little breadcrumbs out for you to follow. Have a little look at this, have a little look at that, knowing full well that it's going to affect you emotionally, and then they gain fuel from that. So even just the thought of you getting upset, that fuels them. That makes them feel good to think that they're going to upset you, that you're going to find something on their social media that's going to upset you. And that makes them feel good. So you're actually fueling them. Hello, darling. Thank you for joining me, Maria. So we do not want to fuel them. It's like feeding trolls. You just don't want to do it, right? So this is one of the main reasons that we do it. That we don't do it. We don't want to give them energy. We don't want to give them fuel. And we also want to give our brain and mind a chance to heal. Because what's going on is every time you reinforce these thought patterns and these beliefs, you're actually, reinforcing the brain. So the brain changes a lot. Here we go. This is kind of tricky. I'm going to try and keep it simple. But neuroplasticity. So the brain is every day it's changing, because it has to process so many billions of bit of information, every, minute, just to survive, right? And so it takes in memories and forgets about other things. So when you look at these images, hello, darling. When you look at these images, these fake images, right, it's reinforcing that message in your brain. Oh, yes, look at him laughing with his new girlfriend. Oh, that's right. He's a loving partner, right? False construct. And you're believing it again. He's not a loving partner. Let's keep reality based. When you're looking at his social media, as I said, it's performance art. You have to look at it as art. Art specifically and solely designed to impact upon you, affect you, and to help him gain future supply. So if you are still thinking to yourself, oh, I'm just going to have a little look, right? Just stop and I'll just tell you what's there now, right? I'll just tell you, right? So there's going to be pictures of him looking good, looking better than he ever did when he was with you. There's going to be pictures of him with his new supply, looking happier than he's ever been. And as I said, don't forget, this is all false. He's not happy. They're never happy. You know, they're chronically bored. They're chronically envious. They post these kind of images purely to affect you and to, you know, to reinforce to you that, yeah, they're so much happier and better off without you. And to reinforce to the new supply, look at me showing you off to the world, you know? Look at me telling the world how in love we are. And to themselves, you know, they're by you believing it, by the new supply believing it, and by all the flying monkeys and all the people that, you know, comment on their posts, you know, that reinforces this false construct for the narcissist. It makes it easier for them to believe in themselves. It's quite bizarre. It's really, you know, it's an illusion. As I said, these guys or girls, you know, they're like actors, really. So it's just an illusion. So there'll be photos of him looking good. There'll be photos of them looking happy. There'll be photos of him with his awesome friends, you know, those people that he actually hates and uses just to spread gossip, and, you know, these flying monkeys, but those that he secretly despises. You know, there'll be lies and, you know, probably, like I said, quotes and things to let you know how he's just so much better off. So there you go. Now, you know, that's what all you're going to see. Or if he's a victim, thank you for reminding me, Maria. He's a victim. If he's a victim narcissist, what you'll see is the opposite. You'll see him looking really sad, like my ex, for example, telling the whole world that he's homeless and jobless and a loser. I mean, who in their right mind shares that with the whole world other than someone who's looking for sympathy, you know? And they do gain sympathy, as I said, from people who don't know any better, people who just become flying monkeys and, you know, get on the internet and say, oh, you know, poor you, oh, you know, your ex-wife is such a bitch, you're so hard done by. You know, little do they know. All right, darlings, I'm just going to read this just quickly. So why is it that some narcs look single and aren't showing signs of other women around? That's from Goodbye Narky. Goodbye Narky. All right, darlings. So some narcissists will always be, I mean, they're always sourcing new supply. Sorry. So they're always looking for new supply. And the only times they usually do kind of put photos of them being so happy up is when they're trying to rub it in someone else's face. So they don't usually put these kind of couple photos up on social media unless they're trying to affect someone. And, you know, if for example, you escape them like I did, that creates a narcissistic injury. And the only way they're going to recover from that kind of narcissistic injury is to gain new supply fast, create the illusion that this new supply is the love of their life, and then, like, as I said, project it out on social media, put it out there in the world, and hope that the world reinforces it back to them. So then they can actually believe it themselves. But in actuality, as we all know, the narcissist didn't love you, they don't love the new supply, and they're not going to love the woman that's coming after her. That is just the way they roll. It's all an illusion. All right, I just wanted to quickly read these. Thank you guys for commenting. So, yeah, look, they often, as I said, often will try and make you jealous. If they're not, they may just be trying to garnish sympathy, or they may be hiding, because sometimes, you know, they're actually really embarrassed about who their new supply is, or that they've, you know, fallen from grace as well. You know, sometimes when they unmask, or, you know, the mask slips and the construct falls down, sometimes it takes a whole lot of, it does a whole lot of damage on the way down. So for some of them, you know, they will literally lose jobs. you know, because they lose their shit when that mask comes off and the construct collapses. They literally lose their shit. So they lose jobs. They will fall out with their friends, or their friends will realize, you know, that something's wrong with them and turn against them. You know, so they often have to move towns, move, you know, interstate. You know, so there's a lot of loss that kind of goes on when the construct collapses. And so, you know, all right, if yours is not posting anything on Facebook, it may be that there's just nothing to post, you know, and he is embarrassed. You know, they're not going to want to go, oh, look at my crappy life. That's not going to work. They want you to be jealous. They want you to be hurt, and they want you to be affected. So, darlings, it's really, really important when you're getting the urge, when you're thinking to yourself, you know, oh, just have a little look. It's not going to hurt. It is going to hurt. It's going to hurt you. This is why we do no contact. This is why we do it. 100% why we do it. So we don't reinfect ourselves with the illusion. You know, he's busy trying to recreate the illusion, you know, because now the mask's back on. So like when they get new supply, the mask is back in place, you know, and they're rewriting the narrative. You know, oh, you weren't really the love of my life. This one's the love of my life. Look how happy I am with this one. As I said, and the mask goes back on and the illusion starts all over again. All right, darlings, just quickly. Yeah, destabilized narc. Yeah, that's exactly right. So when the construct of them starts to collapse, when the reality of their life, you know, turns to shit, they literally will. It's like the Wicked Witch of the West. You know, I'm melting when she gets water on her and she just dissolves. That's what happens to the narcissist when you take off the mask, when you reveal them for who they really are. All right, I just wanted to say a quick hello to a few people like Narcology Unscripted. Hello, darling. Thank you for joining me. All right, guys. So the long and short of it is, please do not, just stay off their Facebook, stay off, you know, any social media at all. Just remember, it's all just an illusion designed to affect you. And if you allow it to affect you, it will actually damage you. And even if you think to yourself, oh, it's not going to affect me, and I won't say anything, you know, even just looking at him, you know, playing happy families or good things happening for him, that's going to put a bug up your ass. That's going to make you feel, you know, just annoyed, like upset. How is it that someone who's done so much wrong can actually have good things happening for them? You know, it'll create that kind of feeling within you, and then you get stuck with that feeling because you've gone no contact. You're not supposed to talk to them, so you just get stuck with feeling bleh. And anything that reminds you of them, as I said, whether it's looking at them, hearing their voice, you know, any of that stuff, if it reminds you of them, it reinforces that, you know, that brain wiring. And as I said, you're just continually reinforcing this kind of false narrative and construct. None of it was real. It wasn't real with you, and it's not real with the next person and, you know, the next reality that the narc creates. You know, they go from one reality to another reality, none of which is reality-based. So this is why we need to stay reality-based, darlings, right? Stay off their social media. Thank you all for watching. And before I go, can I just quickly, I just want to say thank you for all your, you guys, for all your likes, and all you guys for subscribing as well. It's been awesome. The channel is slowly picking up. I've been at it for 5 months now. We're over 728 or something subscribers, which is fantastic. So thank you, darlings. It really, it really makes a difference to my world. To know that you guys appreciate what I'm doing, and that it's all worthwhile. So thank you so very much. And also, if anyone wants to have a one-on-one consult, I'll put the link in the description box, and we can have a chat if there's any confusion about, you know, your situation, your narc. I can help you sort that out. All right, darlings, thank you for all your comments, and I will speak to you not tomorrow but the day after. Bye.